Babbel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Fierce.
Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, you can feel confident no matter where the new year takes you. Now, I think that I get to travel a lot as a person, and I want to go places that I want to know a little bit about what they're saying. So this year, I'm going to be using Babbel to get my lessons in, baby. With Babbel, you can start having real-life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks.
The teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, plus Babbel's speech recognition technology that helps you improve your pronunciation and accent.
Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel.
Right now, get up to 55% off your subscriptions when you go to babbel.com/rivalry. That's babbel.com/rivalry for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
Remember those New Year's goals you promised yourself that you stick to? HelloFresh is here to help you eat better by delivering fresh ingredients and easy recipes right to your door.
Get HelloFresh and skip that extra trip to the grocery store and the long checkout lines.
HelloFresh makes it easy to eat what you love. Customize select meals by swapping proteins or sides, or even adding protein to a veggie dish. And now you can even upgrade for organic chicken or organic ground beef on select meals. That's amazing.
Listen, I started cooking so much more, and I feel so healthy.
It's also great for me. I just go to Monet's house, raid her fridge, and the meals are already there for me. Go to HelloFresh.com/Rivalry60 and use code Rivalry60 for 60% off plus free shipping. Y'all, that's over half off. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/Rivalry60 and use code Rivalry60 for 60% off plus free shipping. This is exciting. All right. So wait. So Mitch, are you leaving halfway through, Mitch?
I'm gonna leave in like 5 minutes. Matteo asked me to stay for a second, but I'm gonna go.
Okay. Because it would be odd if Mitch is just hanging out in the background. It'd be a very strange.
Do you remember the Tom Green show?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. The guy in the couch.
And he would always have some guy in like the back. Like,
the who?
Green
Tom
show?
Green. Tom Green.
Oh, yeah. That was before
This
my
is
time.
the
I'm a
Tom
Gen
Green
Zer,
show.
so it's not like part of my thing.
You remember I told you you'd be getting gaslit?
1 year younger than us.
You remember I told you you'd be getting
I
gaslit?
am several years younger than
Mateo?
y'all. Y'all are all above 35. I am under 35.
Okay.
He's 36 and you're what, 34?
I'm 30. Wow. I'm not 34, bitch. I am 32.
First of all, every time Monet says she's Gen Z, the listeners drag her across the coals. It's great. They're all like,
you say you're Gen Z?
I am Gen Z. I'm a millennial, but I identify as a Gen Zer.
Okay, so that interracial Dolezal syndromes can seep down into.
Exactly. Yeah, Monet. Monet is an old ass millennial, just like every other millennial on this call.
I am an old Gen Z, a young millennial.
I think it's a cutoff because
Thank you,
sometimes
Jacob.
when you're technically we're in a millennial year, but really our culture is a lot closer to Gen Z.
Thank you, Jacob. See, Jacob gets it. You guys
Okay,
who are
first of
older
all,
don't
just
get
because
it.
Jacob said it, first of all, doesn't make it true. That's, in fact, if anything, I think this podcast has shown that shows that it is more than likely not true. I think that is actually where we're leaning these days. What year were you born, Monet?
I was born in 1991.
Interesting. You think that makes you a Gen Z?
Mm-hmm.
Bob is Googling so hard right now. She's
I know,
Googling
girl.
so hard.
And that's the thing. Anytime Dog is Googling, we can all tell. Bob is like,
I'm holding my phone. I'm not trying to sneak anything.
yeah, you're
Listen,
Googling.
First of all, I literally say "Okay, Google" all the time. I don't hide that I Google things. I literally say
You be
out
trying
loud
to hide
"Okay,
it.
Google" all
Anyway,
the time.
this is not about this.
You're also born in 1990, not 1991. So what are
First
you
of
want to lie
all,
about?
the internet also thinks my birthday is March 23rd. You know my birthday is not March 23rd.
No, it says February 19th of 1990.
First of
so
all, stop
when did
putting
the
my
lie stop?
Can you please
when did the lie stop?
Stop putting my information out there like that.
I just want to know, when did the lie stop?
Stop putting my information out on the streets.
Do they stop today? Do they stop tomorrow?
Matteo, hi.
No, we're not changing the subject.
Yes, we are. Hi, Potato Lane.
Yeah, because you're wrong. Because you'll look lying
Hi, hey,
ass.
Monet.
We're so happy to have you here on the podcast. You know, I was surprised with you being a guest, but this is a very good surprise. I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And Mitchell James, guys, this is Mitch. Mitch does all of the editing for our social media.
Hi.
So also that hilarious, all the very funny videos, but particularly the Meghan McCain one, I like guffawed at because it was so dramatic and like something from you'll see on fucking on Inside Edition. I was cackling when I opened my TikTok.
I'm gonna tell you, you just
Did you make
sold.
a video of Angela Bassett did the thing? You did a remix of it?
Angela
Oh my
Bassett.
god, it's so good. Angela Bassett did the
Byers
fact.
sent it to me. Nicole Byers sent it to me and she goes, because we were watching all of them, and I go, oh, that's my friend Mitch. She goes, who's your friend Mitch? I go, that profile, that's my
Hold
friend
on, I
Mitch.
think
He
my.
made that.
Hold on one second.
Oh god, here you go. This is Mitch knows this is typical.
Yeah, can you just buzz?
Did Bob order Uber Eats?
Always.
Right?
Always.
Like, record-
And then halfway through the podcast, he's like, guys, can we take a break? Because I have to eat I don't want my food to get cold.
Do you need me to get it?
This is
There's been
Mitch and Jay. Mitch, please use this in the episode.
Not Bob. Coloring over 4-5. 4-4-5. You have to hit 4-5. Like.
And also, it's hysterical because we have all been to Bob's and Jacob's place, and they none of them ever answer the fucking buzzer. So this bitch probably will never get in.
That's for you. We don't want you here.
No,
You keep
Mitch
showing up
identifies,
unwanted.
Mitch identifies
You.
with that behavior as
We
well.
don't want you here, Monet. We don't answer the we don't answer the phone. We don't answer the door. We don't answer the buzzer. Bitch, we move. Whenever
First
you
of
come
all-
over, we
first
don't
of all,
live here
let's talk
anymore.
about how bitch, your door broke. Your door don't even work. Let's talk about that.
My door is broken?
No, it's not broken. It's broke.
What does that even mean? How is my door broken?
Listen, this is not about us. This is about Matteo. Can we focus on Matteo Lane, please?
Okay, this not an interview. We're not interviewing Mateo. Mateo's
We're
on our
interviewing him, but we're
podcast.
talking to him.
I
As
was
a
told this was
contributor.
going to be an interview.
Well, Monet's the Diane Sawyer of drag.
No,
But this is my impression of Diane Sawyer. Ready? Every time she talks, she keeps tilting her head. So and then, one day, like she just keeps going
Do you
down.
remember when Sally Jessica Raphael used to do on the show, and she would, whenever Sally Jessica Raphael had her show, she would say her things, and she would lean forward and then stand up at the end. She'd be like, "And when you talk to your mother," These,
No, I don't remember this.
Massive red glasses, and also Sally Jessica Raphael is incredibly active on
Twitter.
Twitter. Like
She's
she's like
yes,
all
always.
over Twitter.
Oh, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever. Twitter's public. So the other day, you know, when you scroll on Twitter and when one of your friends or someone you followed likes something, it pops up on your feed. So I'm scrolling. Bitch, this porn star of Austin Wolf, this video of him fucking a small person shows up on my thing, and it says liked by Sally Jessica Raphael. I was like, Sally, you better work. I was like, you better work.
What do you mean a small person?
A small person.
A little person?
A little person. Yeah, that's what I meant. A little person. Yeah.
Oh, I was like someone like a petite, skinny thing.
Yeah,
A little
me.
person.
I was
But
like,
that is also Austin Wolf's type.
That's very
A
his
tiny, twinky, petite.
right.
It's just go through, for sure.
Well, maybe Sally
People like
Jessica
me.
Raphael is into gay porn.
I know. I mean, also, but see, she probably just saw it. And she like, whoa, I like it and whatever. I was like, when it said like, I wanted to screenshot it. I was like, that seems a lot, so I didn't do that. But I was like,
So you just talk about it on the podcast. I don't want to like this screenshotting is like a lot, so I'll just talk
She
about it on
like
the
it, she don't
podcast.
care. Do you know? Mateo, I don't know if you experienced this, Bob. I know you have. When you like porn or your thing and they'll like pop on other people's thing and they'll like tweet you like, oh my God, Monet, why are you watching this? I'm like, bitch, because I'm a grown ass man. I want to watch whatever the fuck I want to watch on Twitter.
I don't have Twitter. I
Oh,
have
right.
a fake Twitter just to watch porn. So I can like all I want. No one follows me.
What's your fake Twitter name?
My Twitter name is Mariah Carey.
Is that actually did Mariah Carey get the name Mariah Carey on Twitter?
Of course she did.
sure.
Mariah.
Yeah, when you're a big celebrity like that, you will make the other account shut down so you get your Twitter.
I use the Sibling Rivalry Twitter to watch porn on Twitter. Because I don't have my own Twitter account, so I'm always very careful not to like anything.
I'm always tickled that Alyssa Edwards is Alyssa Edwards 01. That is so funny to me. The fact that
_1.
I'm also Alyssa Edwards _1. Even though she's very famous, but she could not get her fucking Twitter handle because someone was already Alyssa Edwards before she was Alyssa Edwards.
Well, no shade. There's a big difference between Mariah Carey famous and Alyssa Edwards famous. Like Mariah Carey is, you know.
So you think
What's
Alyssa's
your
a piece
handle?
of you think Alyssa's a piece of shit?
Yeah. What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is that one queen, but I've also been that one queen since that was my Twitter handle for a long time. Even before I changed my name to Bob the Drag Queen, my handle's always been that one queen, and I've just been that one queen forever. Someone else has my Twitter handle as well. So by the time I got on Drag Race, I was like, oh, I should change my handle to @Bob the Drag Queen, and then this teenage girl was like, I got your handle.
Do you
And I
think
was
you're
like,
famous enough to get your handle back?
I think I'm more famous than you.
Why are you starting?
I'm just answering.
That wasn't the question. No, you didn't answer the question.
I'm giving you a barometer.
You're being a salty bitch. The answer is, bye, Mitch.
I'm just giving you a barometer of what I think my fame is.
Do you think you're famous enough to get your Twitter handle back?
I do. I think I could get it back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you going to try to?
Mitch was like, Mitch literally was like, this is the best time for me to leave.
No, well, Todrick ended up getting his handle. Todrick got his handle back. So he was like something else, like Toddy Rockstar, and then he changed it
Mitch,
to
what
Todrick.
this weekend?
So and that was probably like 6 years ago. I remember he told me about it. Should we wait till Mateo's done with this?
We're waiting for you to be done.
I think so.
Thank you, Mateo.
I think I probably could get my handle back, but I actually like my handle, and then I was like, but now everyone like I have that handle, and people found me. It's not like no one can find me.
So wait, Mateo, can you relitigate your whole Twitter drama? Because I remember when you had the Twitter meltdown, and you were like, I am never going back on Twitter ever again. It's toxic. It's poisonous. I have to leave.
I know. I talk about it on stage now. I did this. I was doing this show. It's just people who don't understand the process of stand-up comedy. So we were given a day to write jokes about. It was a topical show, and I'd never posted anything online. It was called Live at the Comedy Cellar, and it was when Trump was in office. And so, anyways, I wrote a joke about Mike Pence, and this gay blogger got wind of it. And I don't want to say the joke because I don't want to. If you come see me live, then you can hear it.
Can you say the gay blogger though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mariah Carey.
She's obsessed with you.
She's obsessed, and the feeling's mutual. But anyhow, he said I was dangerous to the gay community, and everyone. It was like thousands of tweets. This is before like I was even touring. Like I was just sort of trying to make it and. Anyhow, now I talk about it in my act when I got canceled.
Okay,
and then,
I'm gonna say
that encouraged you to get off of Twitter. You were like, I am done with Twitter.
You left.
Yeah, because I remember going over to your house, and Bob, you said to me, you were like, so what you're telling me, Matteo, is are you okay for the rest of your life with people not liking you? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh, is that what I said? In relation to what, Ma?
I'm gonna say the name. We're gonna bleep the name, right? Editors, Jay, Mitch, Amelia, everyone bleep this. Was it Evan Ross Katz?
No.
Okay.
So but I know him.
Yeah. So do we have to bleep it? We don't have to bleep it then because it wasn't Evan Ross Katz. But yeah, and I remember you being like, I gotta get off. You were really torn up about it. You were like, I gotta get off Twitter, and I was like, well, I remember.
In retrospect, I think I made the right choice. I mean, to me. Twitter is not great for people. There's certain people who can handle it well, and I can't. I'm too sensitive, and
is that what I was saying? I was like, people are going to be mad at you on Twitter. So if you okay with people being mad at you, stay on Twitter, and if not, leave. And then you were like, I'm not okay with it. So you left.
Essentially, Bob gave me an ultimatum.
As someone who's been on the internet for a while, people just have their opinions about you, and if you're on the internet, people are going to share those opinions. If you're in the public eye. Are you a don't read the comments type, Mateo?
I've never read a comment on TikTok. I literally post and walk away because I don't want to get addicted to the app. So I'll read comments on Instagram, but it doesn't bother me anymore, to tell you the truth. Like now I what are they going to get mad that I said pistachio wrong in a pasta video? Like I'm not like that controversial.
Did you say pistachio? Wait, did you say pistachio wrong?
I said pistachio, and then all these Italians like
pistachio.
Pistachio. Why you no see pistachio? Hey. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, also, but I mean, that's good exercise. When I don't read all the comments. Then if I post something, like, I'll go check like a few hours afterwards, but not like, I don't like go back on all my posts and read. But when people say, oh, just don't read the comments, like super famous people, I get it. I don't think Beyonce reads her comments. I don't think Beyonce ever reads her
I
comments.
don't think Beyonce even has a cell phone. I think she's so powerful that she just closes her eyes and whoever she needs to contact.
Why don't you think she reads them?
I just don't think she, because Beyonce never, like, we never know Beyonce's opinion. And so maybe she does, but in my mind, Beyonce does not read the comments. In my mind, Beyonce has the fiercest Finsta. Like, she has her fake Instagram that only like her close friends and family have access to, and that's where she lives her life. And we will never ever see. We don't know anything about it. And the one that the Beyonce one that follows 0 people and has like a bajillion followers, she never engages with that, never looks at the comments ever.
No, that's probably a homosexual PA who's like, we're posting this picture today.
For sure.
And she's like, okay.
I wonder, it's interesting to me, because the truth is, we don't really know much about Beyonce. We know what she lets us know. Beyonce is one of those celebrities who doesn't really want you to like know what she's up to or what she's doing.
Up to a point. We used to, though. Like, all these like old interviews surface about her, where like she's talking about, oh yeah, we like getting high, and I think I'm a Black Panther. Like, and, like, we see all these. It's like everything from before 2006. Beyonce was doing interviews stuff all the time.
I think it speaks to her on her come up. She did everything she could. She was acting. She was on every red carpet. She was singing. Destiny's Child. They would literally be at like an Olive Garden singing. I mean, they were singing everywhere. They really proved themselves. And then now Beyonce's to a point where she doesn't have to put up with interviews. Suck. The press sucks. People's opinions suck. So she's like, I'm just gonna make great work, and then you guys can figure it out.
There's this clip sticking around about her performing she did the Tyra Banks show back in the day, and she did Deja Vu.
I talked to Tyra Banks about the Tyra Banks show, by the way. I gotta tell you about it.
Wait, you did what? What? Oh, when you were in Paris.
Yeah. Is this clip of Beyonce performing Deja Vu at the Tyra Banks show, and like the person that posted the video, there was like, was Beyonce really going hard like this for Tyra Banks? And like all the comments are like, yeah, this is why she can do what she is now, because she was acting like she was at the motherfucking, she was at the Super Bowl. She was doing like a performance. She was going in.
Okay. She was going in, but that was not the most iconic thing that happened on that show. The most iconic thing was Tyra Banks interviewing Beyonce and morphing her name. Slosh your fears. You ever get a little drunk?
Yeah.
Seance. Do you believe in ghosts?
I remember that.
Beyonce. What's your favorite cheese?
No, the best thing that's ever happened in the Tyra Banks show is, I know I'm not eating it. It's paper, boo.
Oh yeah. Oh, Patti LaBelle.
What's wrong
Patti
with
LaBelle versus that. Also, wait. We'll talk more about this when we get back from the break.
Work.
So okay,
Why are you
what is the
laughing,
name?
Mateo?
What is the name of the comedian on? She's on SNL. She plays the Patti LaBelle in the sketch about, but she plays Cookie LaFou or something, and I cannot remember her name. She's one of my favorite SNL actors.
Maya Rudolph?
No. I never got her
Did
name.
Did they recreate that one?
Yes, they did.
Did they really?
Yes, it is one of the funniust
Let me look
sketches
it up
on this show. And there's also a new clip of her like trying to cut a steak.
Oh my God! Yes,
she got.
Yes.
That is classic Saturday Night Live. Like that, it's so fucking. That kind of sketch
really good.
is great.
It was really good.
Also, her trying to cut the steak with a whole table shaking.
It's shaking.
Like I feel like she's not. For some reason, she's been on SNL for years, but she's not like one of the big superstars. She's so fucking funny. What's her name, Jacob? Can you read it?
Ego Nordim.
There we go. Ego. She's amazing. I am obsessed with her. Like, she is my new favorite SNL cast member. She's just like that steak scene. I was just dying.
Who was the guest? Who was the guest that was laughing? Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
But she was on Celebrity Jeopardy, and she was Celebrity Jeopardy is not like a funny show, right? She was hilarious on Celebrity Jeopardy. She was great.
Isn't Ken Jennings hosting Jeopardy now?
No, that's they alternate. Maya Bialik and Ken Jennings both host the show.
Ken Jennings was like the world record holder for Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matteo, we have a very interesting topic that the three of us.
Great. I don't even know the topic. No one told me. What's it?
Oh, well, Monet, the topic is balding. The topic is losing your hair. The topic is the follicles on top of your head slipping and sliding off into the abyss. And you very publicly had a hair transplant.
I did. Oh.
I did. I did it in Times Square. That's how public it was.
Live streamed it on Twitch. No, where did you? Because a lot of people go to Turkey, but you didn't go to Turkey.
I did not go to Turkey. I stayed in New York. I found a really good doctor here in New York City. And I got it done in August, and now my hair is growing through, and I'm like a chia pet, and it's awesome, and I love having it, and it's great.
Did you take before and afters?
I can answer any question you have about the surgery.
Did you take before and afters?
I did. Well, I have it's a brutal photo of me because I didn't have to shave my head. So I have a photo of my hair, the hair that I have, and then the hair they added, so you can see like the difference. And I look so fucked up. My head is so swollen, I look like I ate a gusher. And that is the picture that Nicole Byer has when I call her.
Would you ever let us put it on the screen?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, can you draw it? Can you draw a rough drawing of it?
Mateo.
Can you do a crude?
Sure.
You don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it now. Okay, just so y'all know, Mateo is an amazing chef who makes literally handmade pasta at home. Mateo is an opera singer. Mateo is literally one of the funniest people I've ever known, and is a really brilliant artist. If you all know, a couple years ago, I had a comic strip that I put on Instagram, right when they had the swipe feature called Kick-Ass Drag Queen, and Mateo drew every single one of those pictures for our cartoon.
Mateo, so for my birthday, Andy and I did a pasta making class, and we made ravioli, and he was saying that when you make pasta, you want to use the 00 flour. Do you agree with that?
It just depends on the kind of pasta in the region of Italy and what the sauce is going to be. So you can use different types of flour for different types of pasta.
Exactly.
Because sometimes they use just salmonella with water.
Salmonella? like the poison?
Semolina,
but also poison.
Oh.
They just use poison.
Drag hip. Wait, can you send that to us? Can you please send that to us?
How did you do that so fast?
Mateo, please screen grab that and send it up. We'll put it on the screen so they can see it.
I look like from Mars Attacks, like
Okay,
grab that and send it to us, please. That's so funny.
Yes, I will. I'll send it to you.
So you're like, I'm gonna get hair transplant surgery. How long did the surgery take?
Look, first of all, let me just say, if anyone's planning on getting it done, you should meet with multiple doctors. Don't just meet with one. And if you meet with a doctor, you should not be someone like a consultant. Sometimes you go to places and you know it's a bad place. If not, the doctor is meeting with you. If it's a salesperson and then the doctor comes later, you want to meet with the doctor. So I went to a couple places in New York. I finally landed on one, and yeah, it was great. You know, the thing is, like, I was balding. I started noticing it when I was like 27 or 28. And the joke I make is like, 10 years of denial. I'm just like, a bad haircut, another one.
Hear what Monet just said.
What?
I was like, so about 20 years ago. Okay.
Yes, I'm 56. So and it was time I got it done, really, because, but yeah, it was. Look, I had a lot of insecurity with it, and no one else is balding in my family. I mean, he asked me if my mom.
No one else.
That's
not
wild.
A soul.
What? Everyone in my most of the men in my family are bald.
My grandfather is a Mexican with a 1-inch forehead.
Wait, you have 1,000 cousins, and none of them are bald.
Nope.
Wow.
I have 34 first cousins. All the Italians and Mexicans on my mom's side, full head of hair. My grandpa, Mexican, full head of hair.
Not even one Irish guy? Not even one Irish guy?
My dad's side, the Irish side, full heads of hair. His dad,
Wow.
my Uncle Vince, my dad, my cousin Aunt, all hair.
Even the leprechauns?
Well, here's the thing, though. They say that gene comes from your mother's father, so it's not really a paternal. The hair follicle gene thing.
My mother's father was a Mexican whose hairline started here.
You are. I would be honestly. There's a lot of bald people in my family. I am not the only. I have 2 bald uncles, 3 bald uncles.
John.
I have
Steve.
one uncle who should be shaving it. My Uncle John should be shaving his head, but he's just not. I don't know. He's just one of the people who just like, I'm just like, his hairline's like here, and he's just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna grow my hair. My uncle Steve and my uncle Scott, not Scotty. Scotty has wet hair. My uncle Steve, my uncle Ray, they shave their heads completely bald, and I started shaving my head. I mean, when I say I had one bad haircut,
I remember.
And I was like, I'm bailing out. I was like, I'm tapping out immediately.
I came to your apartment and you were like, Monet, is it time? I was like, girl, it's time. You like, yeah.
I mean, how many bad haircuts did you have, Monet? Before you?
Oh, I was holding on, honey. I was like, no, you're not big off here. I was holding on.
What's funny is Monet was holding onto that hair, and then when she got hair, she ripped it off in an airport.
Monet, can we post a picture of you in your hold on phase? I'll post my bad haircut if you post yours.
I mean, I have one. My forehead, my hairline was just like back here. I have I was giving Tyra Banks, honey. Bitch, I was giving forehead. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't care.
How many bad haircuts did you have, Matteo?
I mean, up until 2 days ago, a lot. I mean, really, a lot.
So, like, what were you doing to? Because you didn't look like you were bald.
Yeah.
From outside.
My barber is a genius. I've been going to him forever. And
you go David Copperfield? Are you going to a magician?
Chris Blaine is up there like
Chris. Yeah, is Jesus Christ your doctor? Your barber.
Actually, you know what? One time I revealed my hairline to Patty, and Patty was like, "Oh, you are balding." Like
that sounds like Patty.
He's like, "Oh." But the thing is, like, I had my hair probably went back, my hairline went, or my skin went there. And what I would do is I would take this hair and grow it really long and swoop it forward. That's why I hate Trump, but when everyone made fun of his hair, I was like, guys. Because I got it, but it's like, I would do Topic spray. So basically all this I would spray with Topic spray and then push my hair over it and then hairspray it. I mean, it was a sculpture that Michelangelo would blush at. And you have to avoid things like you can't go out in the wind, you can't go out when it's raining, you can't go. I've never swam, I never put my head under the pool. Like I just, never let a guy touch my head in bed.
Like
really?
What if you run and what if someone like brushes up against your hair? The panic that would ensue.
I would join the witness protection program.
So what would you do? You're like out at dinner, you're out on a date, and suddenly it starts pouring rain outside. What would you do?
I run. And I never speak to that man again.
Okay. You turn into a pumpkin. You just turn into a pumpkin.
Here's my question. You work out like hourly. What do you do at the gym?
It's interesting. I'm not a big sweater. I'm not. I had a really hard workout today.
I just envisioned you being that big sweater you wore at the Standout special. I just imagine you are literally that big sweater. I don't know why in my head.
Actually, do you know what I do, Monet? I wear a helmet that air conditions my head.
Well, you sweat where it counts, which is your pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot.
Well, here's my question. So because you're the one friend I have who goes to the gym that I've never seen a photo of you working out. I've never seen a video. I've never seen all my friends who go to the gym will not. I don't know where she is in this video, but I'm trying to point to a certain drag queen I know. Will not stop posting videos of themselves at the gym, videos of themselves talking about going to the gym. Monet's like, I'm going to the gym.
It took me Monet a second. It took Monet and I a second.
I was like, who?
Monet, but
okay.
You never talk about going to the gym.
I posted one on my Instagram story today. But I've not done that in mad long.
Monet, that's
Monet
not
looks
true.
amazing, and Monet also and I use the same app.
We do. You put me onto. But you know what? We gotta bleep the name because last time we said it on here, people were they were like, "Oh, Monet, thanks for the tip." So, I mean, the workout app. If you want to sponsor the dolls, you can. But we ain't say we bleeping the name.
But yeah, you never. But you're also your social media presence is so interesting. Oh my God, are you Beyonce? Oh my God! Oh my God, Matteo, are you literally?
Wait, why is my social media? I post pretty often.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No, you post and you just go. You don't go back and look at it. You don't really hang out there. You post a picture of yourself and your friends, and you say, "I'll just let the chips fall where they may." You don't post like, hey guys, at the comedy.
You mean like
cellar.
Insta stories and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, you don't do that. Why?
Whoa! What a good interviewer. Why?
Until Bob said it. Until Bob
Drag her,
said
Matteo.
it.
Drag her.
Until Bob said, I guess I haven't thought about. Yeah, I never see you do like a, hey guys, like you don't do that.
Yeah, I guess I just don't. I don't know.
Okay.
Why,
What do
bitch?
you want me to say?
Why, bitch? Why the fuck don't you do that, Matteo? You owe it to your fans to do at least that.
Because Twitter done fucked Matteo up. Twitter done fucked the drag girl.
So
That's true.
Okay, can I ask you a question that I don't know if this is appropriate, and you don't have to answer it because you got your hair done stateside. Can we talk about the dollars? Can we talk about the doll hairs to put the doll's hairs back
I
on
brought
the
the
head?
receipt if you want to see.
I mean, it must be. You got it done in New York City. I mean, parking is expensive in New York City.
Yeah.
Parking is a month's rent.
Parking costs about the same as my hair surgery.
Yeah.
It was expensive. It really was. But you know what? I've been waiting for 12 years to get this done, and I finally, after 12 years of comedy, have started to make money. So I was like, you know what? This is an investment that I want to put in myself. It's going to make me feel better when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
It's going to make me feel more confident. I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of trying to hide it. I'm tired of being afraid of the wind. So I'm
sorry.
I did it.
I'm afraid of the wind. And you're from Chicago.
I know, the Windy City. It's like slapping my face. Yeah. But I did. It's expensive, but it's more expensive than Turkey or like Brazil or other places that people will go to get it done. But I wanted to be home, and my emergency contact was Nick, so that was a nightmare. And
if y'all don't know Nick is a person that I introduced to this group of people. So I am to blame for Nick's existence in this group of friends. So you're not going to tell us a number, but can you give us I'm just going to ask you a question. Was it less?
I'm not answering any of these questions. It is no one's business.
I'm just this one question.
How much I decided to pay, and I can see you trying to weasel your way into this, and I will not put up with the peer pressure from Bob the drag queen.
Good job, Matteo. That's right. Stand up for yourself.
I just want to know: was it less than 50,000?
Wait,
was it less than 50,000?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't buy a house. Yeah, it was less than 50,000.
Well, Matteo, some of it, if they wanted to fucking grab my bald ass head, it would. I think it would cost a mansion because I have a lot of hair loss. I have a question,
Bob. Would you get it? Would you go to get the surgery?
No, I actually kind of feel relieved now that I don't have hair anymore.
Okay, Bob's better than me. Go ahead.
No, I did not. Having hair. Okay, I used to have a lot of hair. I used to have very, very long hair. I had hair like past my shoulders. I had locks, and getting my locks done was such a process. If I did it myself, when I tell you hours, your arms are so. Have you ever had long hair before?
Never.
I did in high school. My hair went down to here, but I have really, really, really curly hair, so I'd have to blow dry it and straighten it to get the look that I wanted.
Never.
I had to spend hours doing my hair. And then if I wash my hair in the morning, which by the way, if you have locks, you cannot wash your hair in the morning because it doesn't dry you have to wash your hair in the morning, but not like on the day you have to wash it on a day off. So if I wash my hair and then put my hair up, my hair is going to be wet even when I get home. And then it smells crazy. So I have to wash my hair, I have to let my hair dry down, but then when it's down, once it dries, then you have to do it. And then you have to buy all the products to get your hair done. It was such a process. And then once I moved to New York City, I was wearing my hair really low. I used to do even all over.
You just had your little cockatoo here.
Well, that was after I've been living there for a couple of years. I started doing even all over, which is where you get your hair cut pretty low and then you just get an edge up. And there's no fade. It's just the same shape. That was what I liked. The same width all over, the same height, I guess, the same whatever. Same clipper setting over your entire head with the edge up. And then I started
edge up. What in the it's like you speaking Harry Potter spells. The edge up. What is it? What's the edge up? What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
How long you been bald? You never had an edge up?
Are you talking like when they were like lying? We see that's that southern shit. We say a lineup.
Who is we?
Northerners, people in the north.
Okay, well, bitch, I'm from the South, and we say edge up. You would get an edge up.
Got it.
We get my hair edged up, and then I started growing my hair. I started growing a lock mohawk. So I had a dreadlock mohawk just right down the middle of my head. And then after I cut that off, that's when I started balding. And I think I didn't realize that I was balding until I cut that off and started doing a couple of, I don't even know, one day, it was just one, it literally felt like it was one haircut to the next. And I don't know if I was missing the time in between, but I just felt like one day I used to go right across the street. I used to live at 106 in Amsterdam. There's that barber shop. All those Dominican guys used to cut my hair.
So hot.
And then one, my barber was like 6'6". He was massive. He was a humongous man. And then one day I just felt like within 2 weeks, I was just balding. And it wasn't super severe, but it was bad enough that I didn't feel good about it. And I just said, fuck it. And then what I realized is I've been shaving my head since I was 29, 28 years old. I'm now 36. I'll be 37 this year. Baby, I grew my hair out again recently. I was going to get another piece recently. And baby, I did not realize how much it had progressed because I've just been consistently shaving my head for 7, 8 years now. So I was gagged when I grew my hair back. I was like, this is bananas.
One of the most exciting things about a new year is that you have no idea what adventures are in store for you. From new travel experiences to new jobs or picking up new skills, there's no better way to prepare for 2023 than by learning a new language with Babbel. Babbel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Yes.
Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, you can feel confident no matter where the new year takes you. Now, I think that I get to travel a lot as a person, and I want to go places. I want to know a little bit about what they're saying. So this year, I'm going to be using Babbel to get my lessons in, baby. With Babbel, you can start having real-life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks.
Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel, their lessons were created by over 100 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, plus Babbel's speech recognition technology that helps you improve your pronunciation and accent.
You hear that? There are so many ways to learn with Babbel, okay? In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel.
Right now, get up to 55% off your subscriptions when you go to babbel.com/rivalry. That's babbel.com/rivalry for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. Let's ask Babbel if it's Houston or Houston. They should know.
Remember those New Year's goals you promised yourself that you stick to? HelloFresh is here to help you eat better by delivering fresh ingredients and easy recipes right to your door, taking the hassle out of dinner time.
Get HelloFresh and skip that extra trip to the grocery store and the long checkout lines. Spend more time doing the things you love with delicious, chef-crafted recipes delivered to your doorstep.
HelloFresh makes it easy to eat what you love. Customize select meals by swapping proteins or sides, or even adding protein to a veggie dish. And now you can even upgrade for organic chicken or organic ground beef on select meals. That's amazing.
Listen, I started cooking so much more and I feel so healthy because, a girl like me travels a lot and I have a lot of different projects juggling. I am juggling Bob's personality every episode. It's a lot. So it's great to have a good source of reliable, high quality ingredients so I can always have a nice home cooked meal when I need it.
It's also great for me. I just go to Monet's house, raid her fridge, and the meals are already there for me. Thank you, Mo, for getting HelloFresh. I really appreciate it. Go to HelloFresh.com/Rivalry60 and use code Rivalry60 for 60% off plus free shipping. Y'all, that's over half off. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/Rivalry60 and use code Rivalry60 for 60% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Y'all, he don't even know I use his credit card to buy those meals, so he's eating his own money.
Hello, everyone. This is Bob the Drag Queen.
And this is Monet Shanes of the podcast Sibling Rivalry.
Now, as y'all know, the queer community faces numerous challenges regarding access to medical treatment.
We're not joking around. The current healthcare system is built on the assumption that patients are straight and conform to traditional gender norms.
So where does that leave people like us in our upcoming special episode of Sibling Rivalry, brought to you by LGBTQ Nation's Authentic Voices of Pride, presented by Chevrolet? We'll be discussing tough LGBTQ plus healthcare issues no one is talking about.
We'll be taking a deep dive and discussing the healthcare workers, allies, and organizations leading the way to change we need.
Make sure to listen to or watch on Friday, March 24th. This special episode is brought to you by LGBTQ Nation's Authentic Voices of Pride, presented by Chevrolet.
LGBTQ Nation and Chevrolet have come together on a mission, and it's to start conversations about the most significant issues in the LGBTQ plus community, like healthcare, starting a family, youth homelessness, finding support in rural towns, justice reform, and so much more.
For more information, visit lgbtqnation.com/authentic-voices-of-pride, where you can hear from people like the imitable multi-hyphenate Billy Porter, as well as luminaries like Wanda Sykes, Busy Phillips, Tyler Oakley, Wilson Cruz, and so many other inspirational humans who help us recognize the challenges and advocate for solutions.
Again, our upcoming special episode will be out Friday, March 24th. We hope you can join us. Thank you to Chevrolet, LGBTQ Nation, and Authentic Voices of Pride. Well, I mean, for me, I think what not having hair, it's the money. Because when I used to get my haircut as a kid, right, it was like maybe $10, or it was less than that. And like by the time I was like 13, 14, it was $10. Now I hear dudes like my friend Dewan, Bob, you know Dewan, they go to their haircuts. It's like $60 to get your haircut now. Like haircuts are so. I mean, and I would get my haircut every week, like every Friday, every Saturday. I was at the barbershop. So. Like, I'm like, that is so much money a year. Like 52, that's $5,200. Well, no, if it's $10. That's $520, right? So if it's $60, let me do some quick math.
I'm lost, bitch. As soon as you start doing numbers and multiplications, I'm out.
$10 a week. There are 52 weeks in a year. That's $520 you're spending a week. I mean, a year.
Add on $3 tip.
$3 tip, right? So let's say if I was getting my haircut at $60 now, but 60 and a $5 tip. 65.
The train. It's $3.15 just to get there. Add $3.15 for the train.
$3,380 a year just on haircuts that I'm saving, not having hair. So I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's
Jacob. What about you? If you start losing your hair, what would you do?
I would probably get surgery.
Jacob, it looks like you're in it. It looks like you're in hell. Can we just for 1 second?
Jacob's in Jafar's palace.
Hey Google, turn the bedroom lights blue.
It looks like Jacob is in. Now it looks like you're. Now
Hey Google,
lights
neutral.
Now is when when Hades gets mad and the hair goes.
Yeah,
I'm fine. Anyway, so yeah. Matteo, talk to me about. Okay, does it stop you from? Because I feel like if balding is in your genes, are you going to continue to bald? Do you have to go back again in years to do it again?
Wow, really taking down the celebration of my hair.
No,
Got it. Okay.
You told me to ask you anything, and now you're like, I'm not saying the cost. I'm not saying
you knew that was the one. You knew that was the one question you were not to ask, and you did it.
It is written on your PR sheet.
It is. My writer. The thing is, like, I wasn't balding to the point where, like, I just had my hairline receded far back.
Like
so
Jack
what I
Nicholson.
did is, yeah, a little bit, yeah. So I filled it in now. I get PRP every, like, 6 months. So it's like you take out your blood, and they take plasma. So they take the blood, and they spin it in a machine. It separates with, like, plasma and then blood. They take the plasma, and then they re-inject it into your head. And it helps strengthen your hair follicles. And then I take minoxidil.
Can I do that?
Monet,
I don't have hair. I mean, I'm not. See, so what I was going to do was get laser. I've gotten laser hair removal from my neck to my mid thighs. I have gotten laser hair removal all that. I don't grow hair there.
Wait, sorry. I'm gonna let you finish. But before we move past the Mateo's thing, how often do you have to get this PCP or the
PRP?
QVC?
You can do it once a year or twice. You can do it quarterly, twice a year, or once a year.
Word.
And is it just like you do it in, like, if you do it once a year, do you do more of it or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do it quarterly, and it takes 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. I mean, I get Botox, so I mean, it's not. I mean, I get Botox, so I guess it's really not that
Yeah,
big a deal.
it's not bad, but the thing is, like, I'm sure I'll, maybe like 10 years from now, like, because my crown is still a little weak, like, I could probably go get more hair surgery done. Because the recovery time is, I mean, it's 2 weeks basically, but it's basically the first 8 days. You have to follow all these rules. Like, you come home. People say, "Is it painful?" I say, it's not painful. It's very delicate. And my doctor was very thorough, so I had a real list. You're on steroids. You're on antibiotics. You have to ice your head every hour. You have to spray your head with this spray every hour.
What's
You
in the
have to
spray?
sleep at a 45-degree angle. So the spray is full like minoxidil and like other stuff to like help hair growth and promote hair growth. When you shower, because you can't touch your head, the grafts, you have to lay, because I got an FUE, where there's FUE and FUT. FUT.
You got the whole alphabet. You got PCP, FUE,
Yeah.
QVC.
It's FUT is where they take a strip of your skin and like literally take off your skin to harvest the hair. FUE, they have a tiny, it looks like a mechanical pencil that goes around and pulls the hairs out individually from all around your head. So my hair was pulled out from all around my head. And what they do is they cut into your forehead where the new hairline is and basically plant it in there. And then you can't touch it for, 10 days because it takes 10 days for the hair graft to seep into the bloodstream. So, they had me laying in an Epsom salt bath twice a day to massage my donor area so I don't scar. And then to wash my hair, I would fill a measuring cup with water and soap, mix it around, and just pour it down my head, and that's it. You could barely even pat it dry, and you would
Except
have
for 8 days though.
the new hair would be
That's not bad.
just for 8 days. You follow these
That's
rules.
not bad.
Yeah, I mean, but also, I mean, you have people who get BBLs and they can't sit down. You have people who get so. I mean, it's like pick your poison of what like cosmetic thing that you want to do that makes you feel better. Like
It's just occurring to me now that all these letters. I don't know why the letters are like the FAG needs a BBL and some PVC and some QV.
they're all acronyms, Bob. So you didn't say the whole thing.
What's really strange is that the hair that they put in your head falls out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That
So
would
it's like
terrify
you
me.
get to kind of see what your hairline's going to look like. Then it falls out. And then you look like you did before the surgery. And then in 4 months, it starts to grow. So I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then
Not a reveal.
Reveal yourself.
Not a reveal.
Yeah.
At the end of November, I remember I washed my head and pulled my hair back, and I could see like a 5 o'clock shadow. I was like, oh my God. And like a chia pet, I'm literally like, chia. Like I have so much more, like this is like my hairline now. I can't even believe it.
Well, do you remember there was that episode of Wendy Williams' show when Wendy made not one episode, many episodes. She would make like women like scalp their hair. She would look at them. She'd like, is that all you? And they'd be like, yes. I'm like, Wendy's on my hair. Kenya Moore specifically, and she was like, Wendy, look. And
Why would she do that? It's weird because Wendy famously wore wigs. Like her whole thing was wearing wigs.
I know, but her thing was women who would say, "Oh, I'm not wearing a wig," but they were wearing a wig, and she'd want to just scalp them. See what we're wearing.
Do you remember that clip of I think it was The Talk or something where all the women started pulling out chunks of their hair. Like Kristen Chenoweth pulled out a chunk of her hair, and then like Sharon Osbourne pulls out a chunk of her hair, and then I guess it's not Sherry Shepherd. It was Cheryl Underwood.
To clarify, they're wearing extensions. They're pulling out their extensions.
Yes.
Everyone just ripping out a chunk of their flesh.
And then it gets to Cheryl Underwood. And Cheryl Underwood pulls off her entire wig. It was basically like we're all wearing wearing pieces. Now, so Monet and I have would you have ever gotten a piece? Monet and I both had toupees. But people don't like me calling it. People do. When I had a toupee, people did not like when I called it a toupee.
Because
like,
toupee has a very old connotation.
It's a unit. And I'm like, okay.
Toupee is an
Bob,
old.
I thought you were getting it done again.
Girl,
Bob, don't do it.
I was going to get it done, but there was a mishap in the schedule between me and the barber. Me and the barber had a whole schedule mishap, and I wasn't able to get it done.
Wait, really quick.
Monet and Bob, let me ask you guys a question. When you both got your pieces, how did it feel when you saw yourself in the mirror?
I was gagged. I looked in the mirror. I was like, "Oh, bitch!" I got my in 2020. So yeah, so I had not seen myself with hair. Yes, we got it.
2019.
No, it's 2020 because we did our tour right before I went to Asia, Australia.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just remember a video of you in the airport in a yellow fur with your new hair and sunglasses, and I was like, "Wow, Monet really ran with this."
Well, it was because I had not seen myself with hair like that in more than 5 years. I was very gagged to like see myself, but I did have regrets because the lady, first of all, she sent me on this journey. I found her on someone else's Instagram, and she told me to meet her on 23rd and 6th Avenue at a Starbucks. So I
Jesus Christ. And she's like, are you at the Starbucks? Great. I'm in the salon. Grab me a coffee, a venti. She goes, are you at the Starbucks? Great. Okay, I need you to pick me up.
So Give me one of those peanut butter protein bars.
I rolled to the Starbucks, and I was supposed to meet her.
Can I tell you a quick thing? One time, one of our friends, Honey LeBronx, did this thing. It's one of the funniest things. Honey LeBronx was talking to Miss Cracker, and Honey LeBronx was like, "Oh, Miss Cracker, do you need to go to do you need anything from Wigs and Plus or Wig? Do you need anything from Wigs and Plus?" And Cracker was like, "Yes, I do. I need these bobby pins." And she goes, "Oh, so do you want to go? Do you want to go?" And Cracker's like, "Yeah, I'll go." She goes, "Great, okay, good. When you're there, can you grab me up?" She was like, oh, "Great. So when you go there, can you please grab me a so-and-so?" I don't know why that shit tickled me. So that is so sneaky and underhanded.
I just want to say, Bob interrupted Monet's story to tell that story, and Monet and I almost didn't even respond.
But say, welcome to my life.
I think it's a good story. You can comment below. Do you think it was a good story?
So I had to meet her at 5 a.m. because she had like a full schedule that day of people she had to do. So you have to meet me at 5 a.m. I have to start you right at 5:15. I was like, great. Get there at 5 a.m. to Starbucks. This bitch did not show up until 6:15. I set it for an hour and 15 minutes waiting for her. She finally shows up. She rolls up in a Dodge Caravan minivan. She is like, get in. I was like, okay. So we get in this caravan and we drive up to the Hilton Garden Inn on 24th between 6th and 7th. And she's looking for a parking spot. She's like, you think I can park here? I was like, I don't think you can park here. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, yeah, nah, I don't want to park at the garage. The garage is too expensive. And I was like, okay. So she illegally parks her car on this block. We go to the Hilton Garden Inn because she does them in a hotel room in Chelsea. So then we get to the Hilton Garden Inn. They won't, for some reason, she cannot check into the room. She's like, all right, we're gonna go to another spot. So we get in her car and we drive down to 18th Street. And
babe, why wouldn't you be like, I'm going home?
Because I was desperate. I wanted hair, Matteo. I wanted to see myself with
you can
hair.
just get it done by someone else.
Not in a back alley, like.
But at that time, so when in like 2020, yeah, it was popular, but there were only like 2 people I saw online that were popular. Everyone else was kind of like, yeah, we do it. Like I didn't know where to go in New York City, so she was like, my own result. So I finally got to this thing. We go down to this basement into this like building, and she does it in this room. There's this other guy next to me. Like we both are doing our thing at the same time, and he does not say a word to me because when you have to grow your hair out, you grow all your hair out except the bald spot is really bald, and you have hair everywhere else. So you look like a 90-year-old man, and he was like kind of embarrassed to get his, and I was like, getting my shit done. And when she did it, my hairline, I wanted my hairline to be like hair, but she had me like up here. So I wish my hairline was lower when I got it done. But otherwise, I was very happy with the results.
Well, maybe you should get it again by someone who's not performing it in a back alley.
The one I went to was really lovely. She had like a private place, like a one-chair salon. Because she was like, I just, a lot of people don't want to be seen by other people when they do this. She schedules you one at a time. It's the lady I went to, Mickey the Barber, is I 10 out of 10 recommend Mickey the Barber. Really, really phenomenal, and is legit one of the best in the business. And I got mine done Christmas 2021.
And my toupee I got done in August still hasn't fallen off.
Would you have ever gotten a piece? Would you ever done like a hair club for men?
I wouldn't be against it. Yeah, I would have to see how it would look, because sometimes it can look really good, and then sometimes it can look like a dead bird is sitting on your forehead.
I would say the ones I see online are just they are it looks they're so good.
Yeah.
Like, you can get like these crazy hairstyles, but for those of you who don't know, the way that it works is they basically shave your head and you look like George Costanza from Seinfeld.
I thought that George Jefferson is my reference.
Well, they both have the same haircut.
Okay.
The entire middle of your head, it's like Friar Tuck. The entire middle of your head is completely bald, and then they take a basically a lace wig and glue it to the top of your head, and then they cut your hair as if it's your hair. And I've seen some. I feel like for white people, there's a lot of options. 'Cause I've seen some online that look. I knew a guy in New York City for years, and then one day he was like, "Girl, this is bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit."
Say it. Who?
His name is David. It was before. You never met David. You never met David. But David was like, "Yeah, girl, this whole thing is like I remember he peeled it back because it was time to go get his hair redone, and it looked good."
I think we can all agree. I mean, hair. I feel that men are conditioned to not. They're not supposed to care about it. They're not supposed to have attachments to beauty and stuff. And so it's I think there's a sense of shame about balding and getting a surgery or wearing a piece, and we shouldn't have any shame about it. If you want to look a certain way and you want hair, you should do what you can do within your means to feel comfortable. But maybe that's my perception, but I do feel like growing up, it's this sort of machismo, masculine, I'm balding and I'll deal with it, and I'll just, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that there's a lot of things. There's the vanity of losing your hair, and then there's you know what term I don't really particularly care for, to be honest, aging gracefully. Something about it seems to I think it's bullshit, and everyone kind of says it as if it has some great. It's like, why is she not?
They're implying that aging means bad, you look bad with age. So saying aging gracefully is this is a person who's aging, but they don't look like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or there's some insinuation that if you want to get your hair, get a piece, or get a surgery, or get a toupee, or get a whatever you want to call it, or get Botox, or get a facelift, that you're not aging gracefully. And I think you should be able to age however the fuck you want to age, and it's really none of anyone's business. And I don't think that one way is necessarily more graceful than the other way. I think aging gracefully is just essentially ageist term, and it also is mostly used against women. They don't really use it against men much, but it's a really sexist term too, to insinuate
Carrie
that people
Fisher
aren't
has
aging
the best quote ever. She goes, "It's not that men age better; it's that they're allowed to."
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You said Carrie Fisher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Let's all say yeah again.
I know, I really brought down the mood. I'm so sorry with that Carrie Fisher quote.
God, I mean,
jeez Louise.
But I'm very open about the surgery, and I remember I was talking to my friend Trana. She's a comic from Montreal, and we were backstage, and she was like, "Matteo, I can't believe you're talking to people about getting your hair done." And she's like, "You shouldn't say anything." And I was like, "I don't care." I was like, "Who cares?"
A lot of people, you know someone who came forward and talked about it, and it was a kind of a big. Well, she did it actually on my YouTube page. It was Jinx Monsoon. Jinx Monsoon came forward and talked about getting her hairline done, and she was like, "Yeah, I got my fucking hairline done." And also, Jinx's hairline is bananas. Because I remember the before. I had seen the befores of Jinx's hairline.
I never saw it before.
Well, it was when we were on tour and in rehearsal. She would have this piece that she would wear it was literally a clipped in piece, and then if it was too hot, she'd take it off, and it was pretty. It had progressed pretty far
rapidly.
Yeah, but then she's younger than she's younger than I am too. But I mean, I've been bald since I was 29. So anyway, but
what age I was? I don't remember what age I was when I started. So what with mine, I was gonna say I would get the surgery. Well, I have two things. One, I would like to get just laser hair removal for my entire scalp, so I don't have to shave anymore. Because
is that a thing? I
thought it was. So I would get my laser hair removal, and then one time to on my one of my last treatments, I was like, "Hey, do you guys do laser hair removal for the entire scalp?" And she was like, "Well, yes and no." I was like, "Well, yes and no. What's up?" She's like, "Well, you can get it, but she was like, because there's so many follicles there and how hair grows on your scalp particularly, she was like, you cannot stop the hair. Like if like you'll do it, but it'll just be patchy. It won't be like how everywhere else has been treated. She was like, you cannot just stop all the hair growing completely like everywhere else. Because
let me tell you right now, I've magically found a way to stop my hair from growing in massive chunks on my head. So maybe we can re-engineer the whole fantasy, honey.
Because like if I could just not, like Bob, like if you could get laser hair removal on your scalp so you just don't grow hair, wouldn't that be fierce?
Yeah, I mean, shaving my head really isn't. It's really not that. Whenever I have to shave my head, I'm always like, oh no, not this. But once I'm doing it, I'm like, it's really a 5 minutes. It's nothing compared to how much time I used to spend getting my hair done, leaving my house, paying someone. I just buzz my head and then I hand the clippers to Jacob and go, did I miss any spots? And then Jacob will, buzz the few spots. So I would say it's like walking the dog. When I was a kid, I never wanted to walk the dog. Once I was walking, I was like, it's really not that big of a deal. But something about getting ready to walk the dog was like such a stressful thing. And once we were walking, I was like, we're just outside. It's just me and the dog outside. It's really not that big of a deal.
I will say, like, it would take me 25 minutes to try and sculpt my hair and to disguise it and just so, what. Anyway, now I get out of the shower and in 2 minutes I'm done. I just go. And I hasn't quite sunk in yet. Like, oh my God, I somehow don't even remember how long it used to take me, but it took me so long and now I don't have to worry about that anymore.
How do you think you would look bald?
I mean, look.
No, I shaved my head when I was 25. I had a Britney moment.
We could do one of those TikTok filters for him.
Oh my God, we should do one of those. I'm looking at
I don't have a great shaped head.
Everyone who is not bald says that. I thought that too, and then I shaved my head. I was like, oh, I guess I have although my head slopes a little bit. Like this side goes in more than this side, but whatever. Matteo, live in New York City. How come we don't have a pet? You don't want a dog or a cat?
I'm never home.
Same. I just put it at a pet sitter.
No, I don't need that kind of stress.
It is a lot of stress. It's annoying.
I told Monet not to get that damn cat.
Also, Monet, your glowing reviews of Colleen have really not.
What?
Get down! Get down! Bitch! Get off of that! Anyway, so what was I just saying?
I just put it at a pet sitter. Oh my God. Matteo, you look so cute.
Oh my God, Jacob, how did you do that?
Wait, Jacob, send it to us on Facebook. I want to see it
Matteo, you look like a woman. You look like a woman. You look like you should. Matteo, have you ever seen Coneheads?
Yes, I look like the white.
No, you like the daughter, Connie. You look like the daughter.
Subway sandwich.
Yes, that's what you look like.
Oh my God, Matteo, shave it all off. It looks so good. Just shave it. It looks really nice.
Imagine.
Dude, just shave it. It looks so nice.
Bob that's Bob to a T. That is Bob right there.
It looks nice. Just shave it.
Mateo, we need you to settle something right now because Bob thought that I was trying to influence what you were saying. So the first episode of this season, how they did the queen that went home, Irene, she's gonna do an ice water number for 60 seconds, right?
Yeah, we talked, didn't we?
Yes. Do you think it's possible to make making water a 60-second bit funny?
In a minute, right?
Yes.
There is, of course. There's always a way. There is a way. Yes.
Thank you. That's all my question was.
That's all, Monet. You're also paid. This is what I said. What I said was Monet was like, so you don't think anyone could possibly. I said, yeah, someone probably could. I don't think it's worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze. If you're going to go on Drag Race, you should not do a water bit. Just do something else. I also said, in general, stand up. Don't do stand up in a minute.
Oh, that's what it was. Do you think stand up in 60 seconds is possible and make it funny and make it like a good bit for a talent show?
Well, the only reason I say yes is because the open mic scene in New York City, which I would do 4 open mics a night, we were only given 2 minutes. And so you're lit at 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you learned how to get jokes out within a minute. Literally, within a minute. You would have to figure out, set up, punchline, go, and you're in between 60 other comics. So if I was able to do it and other comics were able to make you laugh within a minute, in those kind of high pressure rooms, I'm sure that you could find a way to do it on Drag Race. Yeah.
I would not want to. I would not, if I go on Drag Race. I've been on Drag Race. If I was doing a talent show on Drag Race, I would not want to do stand up in a minute, because by the time I'm on stage, I am usually getting a laugh within my first minute. But also, I'm not telling like Anthony Jeselnik style jokes. I'm telling jokes that like it's like a storytelling, it's a humor, and then the point that I say 5 minutes from now is
doing
also
a minute is not conducive for every type of comic. Do you see what I'm saying? So like people who have bits and they build and they grow, like Yamaneika Saunders, who like she'll take something really small and like within 5 minutes it's so big and she's got all these details and all these layers and stuff. Like, you know, you can't do that in a minute, but one-liners you can
but
really just do
someone who's not a stand-up comedian. If you're not a stand-up comedian, I would not recommend you go on RuPaul's Drag Race and do 1 minute of stand-up comedy.
I agree, but my point was it is possible for someone who is a comic to do it in 60 seconds and make it fierce.
Again, Monet, I did not say it's not possible. I did not say it is impossible to be funny.
Then why do we call Mateo?
I said the juice is not a good idea to do it.
But the juice is worth the squeeze, because if you do that juice, then your squeeze is the worth the squeeze is winning the challenge, and that is worth the squeeze if you can do it successfully.
You think you'll win you think you'll win the. What I'm saying is I do not think that it's a good idea to go on Drag Race and do that, and I know that we have proof of one person doing it and showing that it's not a good idea.
And what I'm saying is that this is the closest I'll ever get to being a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Honestly, RuPaul, Michelle, Fenton, Randy, how is Mateo not been a guest at the RuPaul's Drag Race?
Would you want to judge on Drag Race Italia?
Oh my God, yeah, I'm friends with the host of the show.
They should make you one of the permanent hosts on there, honestly.
What's their name, Mateo?
Priscilla.
Mateo,
don't say pistachio wrong. They'll get you in Italy, baby.
You've been
literally will.
You're so adjacent to drag. I mean, you've been around drag for. I mean, from some of the people who watch other franchises, the discourse you see a lot online, and be like, I can't believe this person is on it. They know nothing about drag. Well, I mean, I don't think you know the whole thing, the whole rubric about drag. But you've been around Bob a long time. Myself, like you're around drag queens a lot. I feel like you have more knowledge than most.
You know, like. No, I'm not the most. I'm not a drag queen, you know. But being friends with you two, especially before you two were even famous, every single night we're at Barracuda, we're at Industry, we're at Therapy, we followed you guys to all your shows. We're backstage, we're downstairs. We know, you know, it's one of the things of being like one of the worker bees in the city, where it's like where you're working, you're gigging, you're working, you're gigging, and drag is really, really hard. I mean, it's a lot of shitty audiences. It's a lot of putting up with people's bullshit, drunk people. You're trying to get something out. You've worked something all day. You've put a mix together, and maybe, you know, depending on the show, sometimes only half the audience is in on it. Like, it's a hard gig. And, you know, going to drag shows, especially like The Help, like, oh my God, like those are like the best ever, because it's like we're all here to celebrate these performers and watch it. So yeah, I'm very familiar with the drag world.
But also, to be a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, you don't have to know anything about drag. Half the judges don't know anything about drag.
But I do know something about comedy, so I could do, if they do a comedy challenge, I could help.
Agreed.
They tend to be. I feel like everyone they pick is always LA based. Like everyone they pick is always someone who lives in LA
or happens to be there for a time or whatever.
So you just got to move to LA. We'll see you here.
Mateo, you know, I'm so happy you were able to come today. The last time you were on the podcast, it was like one of it was like maybe our like 4th or 5th episode ever, and people really loved you back then.
That was the last time?
No,
that was me and Monet in the Bronx, filmed together in front of a green screen.
Oh my God.
Was in Oakland with you, Jake.
That was the last time?
That's not true. We had Matteo on the second time in between now and then.
Yeah,
it's the one with Matteo Lane.
Mateo's been back.
I'm talking about the very first one is what I'm talking about. When Mateo came to my shitty Bronx studio, we sat in front of that.
I love that apartment.
It was cute. I had a lot
move into it. You love it so much, it's available.
Well, I mean, it's in the Bronx, so no, I'm not gonna. Remember Monet in that like car you had that barely functioned? You're like, get on in.
Okay, I would say the Bronx is one thing, but Matteo, you lived in the most inaccessible part of New York City back in the day. I will go to the Bronx 10 times before I ever go to the Upper East Side. Mateo swore. Mateo and Joan Rivers were the only two people living on the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
Getting to the Upper East Side is
terrible.
I would literally rather go to New Jersey than go to from where I lived anyway, than go to the Upper East Side.
Well, look, every day in the pandemic, I came up to Washington Heights to hang out with you guys.
Oh yeah, we still walked. You remember how we sat in the park and we all sat on different.
Okay, real quick, real sentimental. I just want to say, we'll end it this way. My favorite memory of all, because that was, I don't think the three of us have even talked about this. We're always on the road, us three, traveling. It was the first time ever that none of us had anything to do but hang out with each other all day. It was like being a kid during summer break. But my favorite memory was we were all locked in, right? And it's like March, April, none of us had seen each other, and we decided, okay, we're going to take a social distance walk in the park. Mm-hmm. And I was walking up Upper East, crossing over, and you guys were meeting me at the northwest corner of Central Park. And I guess I didn't see you, and I get a text from Jacob that says, look up, and I looked up, and it's the five of you perfectly posed.
I remember, yeah.
And everyone had their masks on.
Oh my
and I have to tell you, like, leaving that, like, gave me life for months. And, yeah, Bob, you were also such a good friend because you would call every day and say, I know it's hard for my friends who live alone. I want to make sure you're okay. And you included me in that the Carol Channing drag show. And
I forgot. That was one of the craziest. Yeah, I was really concerned about you, Peppermint, and Monet because you all lived alone.
And Nick.
Monet was fine. Monet had the microphone.
Well, Nick lived alone, but Nick lived like 10 blocks. Nick lived 10 blocks, and Nick was always at our house. Nick was at our house like every single day. Nick came over to watch. Nick would stay the night every Friday. And then every Saturday morning we go and have Dunkin' Donuts together. So I saw Nick.
I remember it was very sweet when Bob would do that. But in the moment of pandemic, I was like, it's fine. Like it's not that deep. I'm not gonna kill myself. And then after the calls stopped, I missed those calls from you, Bob.
Whatever.
We would be on for 6 hours playing Super Smash Bros. And all of a sudden, Monet got this microphone that had an echo effect. So in the middle of playing, you would just hear.
And then I got mad because all of y'all started playing that stupid Fortnite game, and I was like, "Well, I can't play that." And then I will call.
No, not that attitude.
Then I will call the phone, and I'd be like, "Hey, what y'all doing?" They're like, "We're playing Switch. You want to hop on?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, I'm making a room." They're like, "Girl, we're playing Fortnite." And I'll just hang up the phone. I'll be so angry.
Just to clarify, you said you can't play that. I would like to say you won't play it. You can't.
Drag her. Yeah, gather her. Jacob, gather Monet.
Jacob, I thought you were Monation. What happened?
Gather Monet by her by the hairs on the back
Jacob
of her head.
Jacob is an agent of chaos.
Yeah, I did not like Fortnite.
You're welcome to play with us whenever you would like.
I'm probably gonna play Fortnite after this fucking.
No, let's play Smash for old time's sake.
We can play Smash. You want to play Smash?
Yeah,
I have to. I have a Fortnite date with Kim Cotton.
I thought you had something to do, Monet. You and I were gonna be. You and I had a date tonight.
I was gonna say I only have until 7:45, but that's enough to whoop your ass about 4 times. So
well, I'm gonna eat my my acai bowl.
Oh, there she go. I'm surprised. So normally, y'all know this. Bob will halt the podcast so he can have his dinner. I'm happy that you.
I've done it like 3 times. You act like I do this all the time.
It was the one time. It was I got all of them. It was the one time in Jackson. It was one time when you were in Saskatoon. It was one time recently at the house. I don't remember what it was. And there was another time when you were in Minneapolis, and then once when you were in Madison. So 5 times.
You don't mind if I eat, do you? I used to eat during the podcast and more than 5 times.
Long time. Anyway, this is not about us eating. This is about our lovely friend Matteo Lane. Matteo, we love you so much. Thank you for stopping by.
It's about balding, Monet. It's about balding. It's not about Matteo.
Yes, it's about balding. And Matteo, so we have, Bob, I don't know how you feel about this. We have 3 honorary siblings. We have Bianca Del Rio, Peppermint, and Naomi Smalls. And I think Matteo is an honorary sibling.
Yeah, for sure. Matteo, you're on tour. You want to tell everyone they can find you on tour?
Yeah. Brad Garcia.
Wow.
Well, first of all, Arcia only listened to the episode she was on. So you know what? That's a chop.
Arcia is listening
Yeah,
right now.
I
Arcia is
actually-
listening right now.
She's not.
I do listen to the
Arcia, tweet.
podcast.
We know you do.
Arcia,
You can
tweet
catch
us.
me on tour. Just go to MatteoLaneComedy.com. And I love you guys both very much. And it was very nice that you guys came to my show at the Beacon. It meant a lot to me. And Bob opened the show and was absolutely fantastic. And it was very special to me.
Thank you. I really 10 out of 10 recommended. Mateo is, I say,
So funny.
pretty consistently the funniest comedian in every show I've ever seen him on. Mateo's really, really funny. If you get a chance to go see the Al Dente tour, I cannot recommend it enough. You will really be in for a treat. Oh, and also, I'm gonna finally on air in front of everyone pitch the idea that me and Jacob. Well, Jacob's idea. I can't remember. I think it was Jacob's idea. Will you ever do it? Will you ever do your shirtless comedy show?
No.
So, because see, Bob, Matteo is more than his body. Matteo is his mind as well. He's not worried about his body.
And also his body.
I mean, take that as a compliment, Bob.
So, your photographer,
And also his body.
he tagged us in a picture. I went on his page, and he posted a picture of you from 2019. And bitch, your arch, bitch, Matteo is giving the body that the BBL girls wish they had, honey. The booty is the booty-ing, honey. And my body too fabulous just for you, babe.
I do have a very large butt.
It's an old picture.
Yeah, it's from like 2019.
Oh, sweet potato.
Yeah.
Our sweet potato. Oh my God, sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Oh, see, that's the name of your next special, sweet potato.
Sweet potato. But there it is. Love it.
That is kind of cute, actually. You're right.
Well, I love you very much. You wanted to hate it so bad. You wanted to hate it so bad, but it grew on you.
The New Yorker in him.
Just like that hair, it grew on you. All right, bye everyone.
Adios.
I love you all.
Love you.